Hello, hello. My name is Quad, and I will be bringing you a 1 vs 1 on Tal'Darim Altar between MGHova and Clamchop. Now, this game was part of the Fever vs MG clan war that occurred, and this is game 3 in the series, which is now tied at 1-1, I do believe. So this map is Tal'Darim Altar. This the ladder? No, this is the GSL map, so there are not any rocks blocking the third, although there is one less gas geyser and one less, or 2 or 3 less mineral patches, excuse me. And so, yeah, there's nothing blocking the third expansion, so just based on being that this isn't the ladder version with the rocks, I expect to see, I don't know, even a more likelihood of a macro game between these two players. Both players are quite high in Masters, and so I expect we'll just see a straight up good game. And meanwhile, we got Clamchop sending out his overlords, getting a nice spread. This one here will eventually scout out MGHova's base, but by the time that happens, it'll be like 3 or 4 minutes in the game, and I expect he will have already sent out a drone to find out. While MGHova is, of course, scouting in the complete wrong direction, which is always frustrating in maps like these, where you just, it's like, hey, it's just it's just luck based on which direction you decide to scout first. So, I've played a few games on Shattered Temple where just because I scout the wrong way, I get exploded by a Zerg, and I didn't prepare for it, so I just kind of die. And if anyone's ever played maps like these, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we see here MGHova throwing down a forge, and so I expect we'll be seeing a nexus. Well, not a nexus first, but a very quick nexus on this map. Although I am not particularly sure. Yeah, I think there is a gap here. Not sure if you can see it or not, but in between this rock, so that might not be very safe. If Clamchop does scout that, he may decide to exploit that and just go for a lot of Zerglings early on, try and do some heavy damage. So the Nexus does go down, and the hatchery for Clamchop goes down on 15, which I don't know, he must be happy about. And because probe went in the complete wrong direction, there was no probe or pylon there to scout. Oh, and it looks like we will be seeing MGHova will be trying to cannon rush this, but Clamchop has his overlord here right on top of this pillar that will scout it out without a problem. And anyway, I'm fairly sure that the spawning pool is already done, so it won't be much of a problem to really actually get the onto cannon rush while the pylon has to finish right before the spawning pool finishes, so that as Zerglings pop out, the cannons will. And one thing I would like to note, I do like this by Clamchop. He saw the pylon, he knew that he was in no danger, and so he waited a bit longer to pull off the drones to kill it. So he didn't immediately pull them off to attack it while it was building, but he went as soon as it finished. That's when they came, so that MGHova cannot cancel it and cannot get the refund. Meanwhile, going back at MGHova's base, Clamchop, another awesome position on his overlord, just on these pillars, which is oh so annoying when it's when you're playing as Terran or Protoss or even the Zerg. No, not so much the Zerg. Wouldn't affect as much because you got those overlords for vision, but you're doing something and trying to push out. Zerg's sitting there waiting for you, just because he can plant the 1 or 2 overlord at each of these little pillars of stone or whatever they are, and yeah, see everything. So the wall will be plugged, except for I think that little hole which MGHova still hasn't noticed, and Clamchop hasn't quite yet decided to exploit, and so the Nexus will go up, uncontested. MGHova is feeling a little insecure, and so he's putting down a second cannon. But if we go to Clamchop's space, we can see no reason to. Speed just got started a little bit ago. A little bit late for this, which I do like, because on these larger maps, early 4-gate aggression and other forms of aggression really aren't very likely, so you can delay that speed, and that's really what you want to do as Zerg. You want to delay everything as long as possible so that you can get out those drones faster and eventually just overwhelm your opponent. And so Clamchop taking a very quick third, which, because there aren't any rocks here, he's able to do, and that he must also be fist pumping for himself. And MGHova is putting down his Stargate. So we will be seeing some Void Ray and Phoenix action here, which not quite sure if Clamchop is expecting. He's putting down a Roach Warren, so I'm not quite sure what prompted that, or whether he just wanted the ability to produce roaches in case some aggression does come. And so Clamchop will have no idea that this is coming, but he is putting down a third queen, so he may be slightly prepared, and the creep is going down between these two bases, which is so crucial. Just in every matchup, really. If the queens can't go back from base to base, you have no real protection against air, or yeah, they're just extra useful units. Transfuse is amazing, especially if you're relying on Spine Crawler. Just instantly like put that thing back up to full health. Although what I am worried right now is the third base from Clamchop is very far away from his natural. That's maybe 2-3 creep tumors distance, and you know, if MGHova is really aggressive with his Void Ray and Phoenixes, this could go down quickly. We do see the Void Ray has been made, and Clamchop does spot this with his Overlord, so I'm interested to see how he will react, and if he will be able to save this third, although the Queen is already coming out, so it will probably pop out just as the Void Ray is getting fully charged. So, and yeah, we do see all three Queens walking around on this off of creep, which is so slow, and they will arrive just in time to ward off this Void Ray. MGHova sees a queen and will back off. He is still making